Okay, so I want to tell a story today. And that story is about how one of my aunts and my family do not talk to me because they think that I, at the age of 16, did something with her partner at the time. And I have been a nervous wreck to talk about something like this and to tell this.
It's about the spirit of chaos and confusion. Exactly what it is. Attached to the Braxton family value.
The Braxtons really are the family whose drama never ends, on or off screen. Just when you think you've heard it all, their niece steps forward with new claims. She says she was abandoned by her family after revealing that one of her aunt's partners made inappropriate advances toward her when she was only 16. Instead of confronting the issue, the family allegedly swept it under the rug and cast her aside to protect the aunt's man.
When she found this conversation, this sort of conversation, and she showed it to my dad, and my dad called the aunt, and we spoke about it, and we talked about it a little bit. And I remember just a lot of emotions, was a lot going on. I was 16 at the time, and I'm 32 now. I had to think about it. I'm 32 now. And so, oh my God, it's been 16 years. This is wild. Anyway, okay. So yeah, my aunt was there for me. She was very kind and very nice and was like, I'm so sorry that this happened to you, blah, 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 blah. And not blah, 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 but she was very kind and it just felt like safe, you know? But then as the years had gone by, it's like that mood and that assumption that I didn't do anything because I was a child was not that assumption.
Given everything we've seen from this family, none of this feels all that surprising. The relationships among the Braxton sisters and the entire family have always seemed shaky. This isn't even the first time someone has come forward alleging inappropriate behavior within the clan. But what shocked people most was discovering which aunt and partner were involved, and how far the Braxton sisters were willing to go to forgive the alleged abuse of one of their own. According to reports, Toni Braxton now regrets ever letting her family's private life become public on reality TV. The money from the show can't make up for over a decade of negative headlines.
I am confessing that although I love my family, most of the time I don't like my family. Everyone in my family.
Take a breath.
Everybody. I feel like I'm angry at everybody in my family. I don't like my family. If they weren't my family, it wouldn't be my friend.
Ashley isn't the daughter of any of the Braxton sisters. She's the eldest daughter of their brother, Michael Mikey Braxton Jr., is a nurse who appeared on their show from time to time. Ashley has said the family is dealing with deep generational trauma, and she's not wrong. Mikey himself isn't very close to his sisters and seems to live his own life. Ashley, however, bore the consequences of growing up in such a fractured family environment.
It just felt like love from my family was just cut off and gone. And you're like, but wait, that guy? And it made it even worse because it was like, wait, this guy that was doing this to you on TV? And like, it's kind of in cohorts in the same spirit of what was happening. Not in the same cohorts in the same spirit, but like, you know? It's so painful.
The aunt Ashley was referring to as allegedly Toni Braxton and her ex-husband, Gabe Solis. While Ashley didn't name names directly, she hinted enough for online sleuths to piece it together, especially since she liked a comment naming the couple. At first, the aunt, allegedly Trina, told Ashley she wasn't at fault because she had been a child. But over time, her attitude changed. Eventually, she began accusing Ashley of trying to seduce her husband and cut her off completely. Many believe Gabe had Trina battling inner demons throughout their marriage, which might explain her heavy drinking at the time. Trina was reportedly so trauma-bonded to him that she was devastated when he later died of cancer, so much so that even her current husband, Von, couldn't understand her reaction. Considering how much toxicity she endured to stay married, it wouldn't be far-fetched to think she might have protected him even after the allegations involving her niece.
Like he cheated and he just super duper messed up and was like, you know what? I messed up, but I'm going to do everything that I can to make amends and make my marriage work. And Dr. Sherry, you know, I called you about something recent that happened in Gabe and I's relationship. I feel like we went back a good 25 steps. That is why I do not wear my ring.
You know, I was going to point that out.
And you ask me, why aren't you wearing your ring? Take it, pawn it. I don't want it.
No.
The symbolism is gone. When that ring was put on my finger, what it symbolized no longer applies. So I don't want it. And I don't care how much it's worth, keep it. It means nothing to me.
Gabe, do you understand what that's about?
In the middle of the night, she had a gut feeling that I was doing something that I shouldn't be doing. So I gave her my phone.
And then snatched it from me.
And then then I started thinking, I was like, well, shoot, I'm not checking your phone.
Well, was there anything on that phone that you didn't want her to see?
There were text messages between me and, well,
other women.
There must have been something toxic in that environment, because the revelations just keep coming. And remember, this isn't the first time Ashley has spoken publicly about what happened to her.
I was born into this family, but, you know, the most interesting thing is, like, my life was not a reflection. What are you doing? And I just looked at her and I said, I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. And I'll never forget her face. She looked at me like, okay, so you're leaving? You just got here.
Yeah.
And there was that look of like, babe, I'm so sorry, but I've got to go.
Yeah. Have you spoken with her subsequently about what was going through her mind at that point in time?
No, it's interesting. She passed away 3 years ago.
Oh,
There's so many. I know. There was so many things that I never got to ask her.
yeah.
I did get to in a dream. I'll tell you about that later.
Okay.
But that was really devastating for me when she passed away, because the person who had also gone through what I had gone through was gone. So obviously me speaking, people are like, is this a made up story? I didn't have that person.
Yeah.
I didn't have that connection anymore of someone who truly understood me. And of course, I left you in a sort of semi-difficult situation. And then also growing up, there was, I guess, you know, when you're touched inappropriately as a child and then it sort of manifests and then you start doing it. So then there was a lot of guilt there because I had sexually touched her.
Right.
And so for me, the reason why she passed away was because of drugs. And so for me, all of those reasons was because of me, and that's why she's not here.
This TikTok blew up online, but Ashley has done other interviews in the past discussing just how traumatic her childhood really was.
I really had to take the time and go back to that part of my life and understand how much feeling of like I didn't matter, that I was unworthy. It just felt like love from my family was just cut off and gone.
Ashley was clearly suffering, trying to cope with her trauma alone. And as the saying goes, hurt people hurt people. She began acting out and passed some of that pain on to her sister. When her sister died, Ashley felt like she had no one left. Her aunts distanced themselves, and Mikey didn't do much to stand up for his daughters. On top of that, Ashley's mother had given up custody of her and her sister when they were very young. All of this left Ashley feeling unworthy of love and convinced she didn't matter to her family.
In the sense of there's hate screaming from your heart. You know what I mean? It turns into pure hatred and rage. So before, maybe things were to happen and I couldn't retaliate, so I internalized it, but in an emotional way as a kid would.
Yeah.
Whereas when I got older, I mean, it turned to real.
What Ashley went through also happened to Tama because she talked about being touched by a family member. When she was young, Tracy also shared a similar story. But like Tama, she never revealed who the person was. The point is, this isn't just an isolated situation in the family, and it seems no one stepped in to support or protect the sisters either.
a childhood that I was like too afraid to talk about or too ashamed to talk about. But the truth of the matter is that, I have been molested, by both sides of my family. And it's not nothing.
Ashley has released several videos discussing her experience, but she also asked viewers not to bash her family. She explained that she only wanted to share her story and move forward to...
Hey guys, okay, I appreciate the love, the support. I think it's an important topic to talk about. But the whole point of me speaking about the situation was not to ostracize somebody. It was to actually shed light upon this sort of situation. And there's so many women and men and people in the world who have to be silenced. And the point was to voice what happened to me. There is no right way. There is no wrong way. There is other sides of the stories. I don't believe that I need to come out with a bang and with guns blazing. And it's not who I am. It's not actually my character. And it's not what I wasn't.
And while Ashley doesn't owe anyone further details about her experience, many felt it would have helped if she had made it clearer who she was referring to. When her first video dropped, people immediately turned on Tama, since she's often seen as a most problematic sister. Fans also pointed out her history with toxic relationships. At one point, Tama even went on a Twitter rant, saying, quote, "My family is toxic. I should have never gone back to Braxton family values. You all have no idea. None. The gaslighting is crazy. OMG. I just pray my marriage can be saved and my life can be spared. My family is awful." End quote. But it wasn't until Ashley liked a comment that people realized she was talking about Trina and Gabe. By then, though, fans were already coming after every member of the Braxton family for abandoning their niece when she was at her most vulnerable.
Look, I'm no psychologist, but Evelyn Braxton is absolutely the root cause of her family's generational trauma, okay? She's not the sole cause. Michael Braxton Sr. got some issues too, but she is the fish rots from the head. I was once told that millennials have the luxury of depression. And I know that's going to sound really jarring, but if you sit with it, it's very true. Because being depressed means that you can sit in your emotions. And if you are in survival mode, you can't stop to sit in anything. Evelyn Braxton has been in survival mode most of her life. I don't know what that woman went through. She's never spoken about it, but the way she bottles things and the way she copes, she has spewed that toxic coping all over her family. Because I'm trying to think, how would Michael Braxton Jr., how does a father allow his daughter to experience that, right? Like what? Then again, Michael Braxton Sr. abandoned his daughters for some tail too. So it truly is generational.
Someone even asked Ashley if her grandmother had supported her through all of this, and her response, silence, spoke volumes. Even though the Braxton family hasn't confirmed or denied her claims, many people still believe Ashley and have been encouraging her for finally speaking out after so many years. Quote, "I believe it. You heard what Toni said. If they weren't her family, she would have absolutely nothing to do with them. Period." End quote. How can you place blame on a child for underage predator behavior and then stop speaking to them? End quote. It's weird that the aunt didn't leave her husband and instead placed the blame on the child. That's crazy.